native photo editing on the new photo page, now in DaVinci Resolve 21.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Welcome here from NAB 2026. I'm here at the Blackmagic design booth with Simon. How are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
Another year, another NAB, right?
Indeed, and another release. So
Another release. And we're talking about DaVinci 21.
21, yeah.
So give us the biggest thing first. What's the biggest update on DaVinci 21?
The biggest update is we have a new page. So we have a photos page in Resolve now. So it's, it works with raw images. It gives you all of Resolve's color controls. And it's designed for, as you say, videographers, editors, colorists who had to work with photos. So you can open them up at native resolution, you can adjust the raw settings, and then you can actually use the color page to do slightly more advanced things with your photos as well. So again, it's this idea that you can work on your photos, you can work on your video, you can work on your audio, you can composite, you can grade all seamlessly in one application.
It's nice, actually. When I saw that update, I was amazed because it's something that so far I guess nobody has thought of, because usually as documentary filmmaker or whoever is editing photos into video, you always have this round trip to Photoshop or Lightroom and back to your editing software and back and forth all the time. So it was and DaVinci, of course, originally being a color grading tool, now with a fully fledged editing tool, also audio, I think it makes sense to integrate it. So I'm very curious to see how it actually works.
Okay. Yeah, as you say, is like we've got a lot of customers who are sort of into, they're fashion houses. So they take these amazing sort of medium format, super high res photos, and then they sit there and go, right, everything needs to match that photo. And you can now do that. So that's kind of where the workflow really comes into its own.
Can you do a quick demo?
Yeah, I can do a quick demo. So this is the photos page. As you can see, we've got albums up here, so you can create albums, import the raw files, and then you can see in the inspector here, I've got everything from sort of source transform, so I can zoom in, if I just scroll down, you can see I've got all my raw adjustments here, so I could try and do like a little bit of an auto balance. Ooh, that's gone a little bit high, but again, I can sort of bring the gain back down, give it a little bit of temperature, looks a little bit warm, so just cool that back off again. Maybe dial the contrast up a little bit, drop the pivot point. I'm just going to maybe put up the shadows slightly. So as you can see, there's all the sort of those raw controls that people are used to using in other applications available here for you. And then I was saying is then anything, if you wanted to do something more complex, you can pop into the color page and all of Resolve's grading tools are available to you. So, if you want to use your curves a little bit more, I can add a little node in here. And again,
that would still touch the raw data? Or it's
yeah, okay. Still touch raw data, so I go back in there and the adjustments have been made.
So it's not like Photoshop, which is basically, it just gives you this pop-up at the beginning and that's the raw importer, and then you do your raw settings. But once you're opened it, you're literally not editing the raw anymore. I think you're kind of like...
So with this, with all these adjustments here, you're adjusting the raw file because that's what people want. So, if you open this up outside Resolve, it will have the settings that you've just done in Resolve.
So that's coloring, that's grading kind of photos, but what if I need to isolate objects and stuff like that?
So as I said, you do have sort of the color page tools available for you. So again, if I wanted to do sort of a magic mask, say on the dress here, I can do this. I can go into my magic mask.
It's literally fully integrated with the video tools. You just apply them to photos.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, if I just want to isolate the dress, I picked the worst possible thing here because her dress is red, but let's see how we do. So there we go. I've now isolated the dress. So if I turn this off, as you can see, I can adjust the dress without adjusting the rest of the image.
Very cool, very cool. All right, what is new in the video editing?
Okay, so in the video editing world, I mean, again, as always with Resolve, we've got so many things. We've got a lot of what I would call quality of life updates. So we've got something called IntelliSearch now. So, we've done things before in Resolve 20 where you've got things like voice convert and audio transcription. Again, we've taken the neural engine tools much further forward. So you've got now the ability to kind of get Resolve to analyze and catalog certain things in an image. So for example, let me select a handful of clips in here. And if I go into my clip analysis, you see I've got something called IntelliSearch where I can analyze for faces. I can do things like analyze for slate. I can do transcriptions. But if I analyze these clips, what it's going to do, hopefully, is, let me do that again because I don't want it to do all the clips. I just need to change the option up here. So I can actually say, perform an analysis on selected clips. And now when I do an IntelliSearch.
And that's all on premise, right? That's happening on your computer.
It's all on the machine. And so what it will do now, I can actually do a search. So hopefully, if I do a search for elephant, it's not going to do it. Oh no, I always remember this is a gotcha. If I hit return,
there you go.
There's an elephant in the shot.
And even though there is just really a very big close-up of an elephant,
it recognizes it's an elephant. So again, we're still working on these things, but yeah, the IntelliSearch will look at objects in images, so animals, cars, trees, and when you do a search for them, it'll pull them out, and you can put those into a smart bin as well.
Can you also put, I just want wide shots, for example?
No, you can do that sort of in other ways, but no, it's kind of looking for sort of elements in the image.
Very cool. Anything else worth mentioning in terms of video news?
Oh, in terms of video news, I mean, we've got what is one of my favorites ones? Oh, we've got some new filters that I really like. So the first one is, if I go into my effects, I've got something, Resolve Effects. I've got something called CineFocus. So again, it uses sort of a combination of the depth map and a focus tool to give you what looks like kind of natural cinematic looking focus. So again, if I apply this in here, and you can see what it's done already. And again, what I'm going to do track point to focus. Let me just turn on my open effect overlay. So again, you can see with this, if I move it around, it's moving.
So you can do kind of fake depth of field.
You can do fake depth of field. It's a CineFocus, and again, it'll show you your depth map. So what's in focus, what isn't in focus, and again, like the depth map, I can sort of manually adjust that. I can see like the focus area. So again, you can see when I start to move this around, as you see what solid is in focus, what is white is sort of...
How does it actually know the depth? I mean, is that just AI that knows that this is a person?
Yes. So
it's not an actual, you don't have actual depth data from that camera, for example.
We don't have depth data. It's the AI, the AI establishes what's in the foreground, what's in the background, and then gets the cinematic focus to work between the two. So yeah, it is. I love this. This is really cool. Because again, I'll just let me just up the blur as well. I think. Yeah, I can, as you can see, and it works really well. And even though you're working in AI, it's quite responsive. So yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, we've got loads of new neural engine features as well. So we've had speed warp for quite a while, but we've got speed warp metal now that harnesses the processing on Mac. So it's really smooth, really quick. Just endless amount.
Any actual changes on the editing tools?
The tools themselves, no, I said we've got some quality of life. One of the things that I really like is we've got tabs now. The media pool has tabs in that we've never had before. And I like that because, again, if you're working with a lot of material, if you're working, people working with archives, so they might have photos and bits of video and everything else. So now you've got the ability to, if I can find it, again, open this new tab. So now we've got tabs that run along the top. And I
Cool.
can,
So you can just have one open with your photos and another one with video clips and so on.
exactly, and you can sort of keyboard shortcut between them as well. And that for me is like big update, because again, yeah, you kind of want your bins there and just be able to go through them really quickly. So,
And of course, a lot of the camera updates here are about live, right? And kind of broadcast and live updates to new cameras. And also you have a Fairlight Live version. I mean, we're not going to go into detail with that, but maybe it's just worth mentioning that Fairlight got a massive update as well.
yeah, Fairlight's a massive update. So Fairlight Live is actually a separate application, but it's using all the Fairlight engine, as you say, to allow you to mix live audio. It's really versatile. And it's a free application, so people can go and use it. It also works with our new hardware, which is kind of down the front there with these amazing, they're really nice, these new Fairlight Live panels. But yeah, again, if people want to try this, they can go and download the software for free. It works with ATEM. So if you want to kind of practice routing around and mixing your audio live in Fairlight Live, give it a try.
Very cool. Last question, the turnaround time from the beta of DaVinci 20 to the final version was very short.
Yeah.
Actually, people were surprised how quickly it became like the final version as opposed to previous versions.
Yeah.
When do you expect to be the final version out for 21?
I'm never really sure. I mean, the devs always say is when they're happy with it, we'll release it. Again, if you look at previous years, we kind of look, if you look sort of, as you say, June, July time is kind of that area.
It's pretty soon.
It's pretty soon. I mean, the guys have always said is they'll when they're happy, because again, what we want with the final release, we want people to be happy and it just be working seamlessly. But yeah, so normally.
And if I'm a previous owner of the studio license, I still don't have to pay for the update, right?
We still don't have to pay. So at the current time of recording, yeah, the update for Studio 21 is free.
And of course, the standard version is free always.
Standard version is free. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon.
You know,
Have a good rest of the show.
you too. Thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned to CineD for a lot more videos from NAB 2026. And don't forget to like and subscribe.